Hi everyone, I'm Lisa and this is Jeremy and we're WODwell.
We're back for the third installment in a series of videos that we're putting out to share what's changed with WODwell, with our lives, on the way to making an announcement about the future of WODwell. In the first two videos, we went over our experience as gym-going CrossFit fanatics. In video number 2, we talked about our transition to being garage gym athletes because we had kids and we moved further away from our gym. Then we ended last video talking about how Lisa decided to get her CrossFit Level 1 coaching certificate. That was a big shift in her career and how we decided to take WODwell. So I'm gonna ask her some questions. I might sprinkle in some of my own experience from that period. But we were just about to have our third child. You were on maternity leave from your previous career. You decided you were gonna go get your L1. And I thought that was a terrible idea. But there was a ton of supportive people, including coaches at the gym and other athletes who were cheering her on. And I, of course, wanted to support her too. And so I just didn't think it was a good financial decision. Well, first you did an internship, right?
Yeah, I started the internship because I signed up for the L1, but it was in a couple months, and so I figured I could get a bunch of my training kind of done out of the way at the gym, like hands-on training. But the main reason why I decided to get my Level 1 was to help females, because I didn't feel very empowered when I was going through pregnancy and then coming back after postpartum. And I wanted to have more knowledge on like how I could move my body and how I could move it safely and how to help other women. And that was my sole goal.
You started with an internship, and then you went and got your Level 1 certificate, and then you started coaching classes.
Yeah, all during maternity leave, because I was like, I have some time. I remember going to like my first couple of classes, and we had quite a few members, so classes were, capped out at 25 people. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. This wasn't like a lifelong dream of mine, but being an athlete myself for so many years, it just felt so natural. And I was able to take what I have been coached and taught my whole life. I've played over 9 different sports and 3 to 4 on a national level, so I'm no stranger to being coached in many different ways by many different people, and I was really able to take that and apply it to what I was doing on the gym floor.
So in addition to having been coached, she also has a way with people, and people immediately loved your class. You were a new coach, you were still learning a ton, and people just loved you right off the bat. So people were coming up to me on the side and saying, hey, does Lisa do private coaching? And obviously she didn't want to take clients from the gym, but it was a really positive response from the beginning as you were getting your training wheels off and becoming like more comfortable and confident. You coached part-time at the gym for about 1.5 years. You left your job, and you were in a position where you were like, do I go back into my old career of 18 years, or do I pivot entirely and try to run a personal training business out of our garage?
Yeah.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah. I actually had my dream offer on the table, and then I kind of had this pivot point of like, do I follow my passion and hobby, or do I take the secure route that I have been striving for? And I did the riskiest thing for me at the time, and I decided the personal training.
At that time, you had about 6 clients.
Yeah.
And we figured if you could just get 15 clients some number of times a week, then this could work.
Yes.
And within 6 months, you had how many?
53.
53 clients in 6 months. This started at the few months before COVID. So when COVID hit, gyms shut down. People wanted to work out. They were in our neighborhood. We were in a residential neighborhood, and it was just a perfect storm. You were overbooked.
Yeah, I had a wait list pretty early on, and conveniently where we lived, it was, there's sidewalk and then garage, so there's kind of no skating around. If you're interested, you kind of just peek your head in.
Right, so there was no website, no marketing, no anything. So it worked out really well. And yes, the conditions were good for her to succeed, but also it was clear that you had found what you are really good at. And you were designing individual programs for everybody.
Yes. After my L1, and it had been about 3 years, I decided to go to OPEX and get their programming certificate. Just because I'm developing the program, I decided to take it one step further and get my Level 2, which was tremendous.
For you, I think it was a great tee up to building a program that you're going to make available for many more people.
Within the methodology, You know, you have this like baseline, and everyone has different needs and capabilities and goals, but they were all following around the same idea, which was very, very, very effective. And then I started following the exact same programming, and that was the first year I had qualified in the open. The semifinals.
So you basically had people who were brand new to functional fitness, and yourself, who was a CrossFit Games semifinal level athlete, all following a program that was based on the same underlying theme, infinitely scalable.
Yeah.
Everybody wasn't doing the same workouts, that you were customizing them, but it all had the same base. That was the realization that led you to create then a template program. You have, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but made that available to some people online.
Yes.
I did not go the coach route. I stayed just regular Joe athlete and was programming for myself for, you know, off and on a little bit, using WODwell for workout ideas or following other programs, including the one from our old gym, which they made available in an app. And then occasionally augmenting it with my own sort of ad hoc program, what I thought I wanted to do. And I even gave it a shot programming for myself for a while, but I found really quickly that first off, I was not creating a program. I was basically picking a workout every day. I wasn't putting together a thoughtful month-long or even a week-long program. It was today's workout. What haven't I done in a while? What do I need to work on? Not thoughtful at all. If I was going to be effective with my own workouts, I was going to need to hire somebody to do this for me. I could have hired my wife, but she was focusing on women. And I decided to hire a coach who I had met through WODwell. His name's Joe Maisley, and Joe creates the program that I follow and have followed for a couple years now. That saved me the time. It saved me from cherry picking, from creating workouts that I wanted to do instead of the ones that I needed to train. It made my training more effective. Instead of spending 45 minutes working out because I spent 15 minutes trying to pick a workout, I'm now spending 60. I don't want to give up a quarter of my workout time to pick the workout. It is well worth it to pay Joe for what he does. Now you have a program you're following, I have a program I'm following, and we made both of those available to a small group of people on WODwell over the last several months. That is a big hint about what the next and last video is going to be about. That's kind of our path from gym training to garage training to coaching, the pains of creating my own program, to creating her own program. And yeah, we're making them available on WODwell, and people are loving them. So I can't wait to share more with you guys about how this is all going to work and what the announcement is. And that'll be coming up in the next video.
Thank you.
See you later.